Hello everyone, it's me, Alisa Vardomskaya. Glad to welcome you to my channel. Today I want to talk to you about what to do if a man does not value you in a relationship. What to do if you do not feel loved and desired in a relationship. What to do if you do not understand what the relationship in your family is like, what your man feels towards you, even though you do a lot for the relationship, giving your all, but in return you receive almost nothing. If you are that woman who says phrases like, I give him everything and he gives me nothing, I try my best, I have already invested my whole soul into the family, into the relationship, I have put all my strength into it, and he doesn't lift a finger, for example, or he doesn't appreciate anything, only has complaints, only ingratitude. So if you say these phrases, or perhaps you don't say them, but they echo in your head, it means the issue of value is not with the man, but the problem lies within yourself. You do not value yourself, and everything stems from that. A man feels very deeply, understands very well, and easily perceives a woman's attitude towards herself. So if you are trying to earn a man's love and be that incredible housewife, completing, for example, 100 tasks at home, where everything is clean, delicious, ironed, and your children are all excellent students with their homework always getting top marks, everything is perfect for them. You have no speck of dust or trash and a 3-course meal, but you feel a bit dissatisfied because you are tired, you feel exhausted. Naturally, a woman in such a state cannot love herself because she gives herself completely, and naturally, by doing nothing for herself, she will receive nothing in return. How to make him appreciate you? First, man values the woman he sees value in. He values the one he loves. So, imagine yourself in your man's place. Well, for example, let's turn the whole situation around. When your man does a lot, works a lot, engages in craziness, does everything in the world, and so you meet him and he is dissatisfied and tired. What feelings will you have for him? You will think that it has something to do with you, that it is your relationship, that it is not just that he is tired and empty, but that it is his attitude towards you. So in order to understand what a man feels, sometimes it is necessary to simply imagine yourself in his place. Is it important for a woman, for example, to do a lot, to take on so much, to forget about her feelings, her needs, her desires, her interests? The man's most beloved woman, the most, let's say, the most valuable woman for a man is a fulfilled woman. It is a woman who knows what she wants. It is a woman who loves herself, a woman who respects herself. It is in this field that a man feels like that very night. He is grateful that a woman creates around self a certain field of happiness and pleasure. And yes, in family relationships, not everything goes smoothly. Some quarrels are necessary for the couple to develop, and the area of contact between people should not be superficial, but rather expand so that over time people become closer and form a stronger couple. If you put a cross on yourself, a man is a complete reflection of a woman's attitude towards herself. If you put this cross on yourself, that's it. You deprive yourself of all the colors, life, pleasure, because you have to pull the family, have to do everything, have to redo 150 tasks, because if I don't redo all this, tomorrow the planet will stop and that's it. Everything will fall apart. No, it won't fall apart. The planet won't stop. The tasks will never end. But it is very important to find time for yourself and learn to be happy. Women live in self-sacrifice, and this is a problem. It is a problem for many women, and many women are raised this way. Grandmothers raised them. Grandmothers pass this experience to mothers, mothers to their daughters, and so on and so forth. Grandmother says, in my days, I didn't straighten my back, I didn't sleep at night, and a bunch of such stories about how one must live and suffer and endure. Girls are taught from childhood that they owe everything to others. They must do everything so that their husband doesn't kick them out of the house. Cook, clean, raise children, take on all the responsibility, and at the same time not be happy. That is, she must. But who determines what a woman must do? Every person on the planet owes something only to themselves, meaning they must live their life in such a way that they do not regret what they did here. what they felt here, what they experienced here, what they saw here. If a woman suddenly wakes up and realizes that she lives in self-sacrifice, waiting for some kind of approval, encouragement, that she is such a sufferer, and many people encourage her suffering, here she is suffering, enduring, carrying the whole family on her shoulders, while he is such a scoundrel beside her. And this encouragement fosters this attitude of women towards themselves, that they need to sacrifice themselves and live in this self-sacrifice. What does the victim say? I try my best, I feel I am not valuable, and she wants love. What does she do? She deserves it. She will not ask her man what love means to him. She tries to earn it. Here he is, let him eat well. And often she tries to take on the role of a mother, although the role of a mother in a man's life should not be claimed, because we all grow up, both men and women, and there is separation. We distance ourselves from our parents. We love them. We respect them. Some to a greater extent, some to a lesser extent, but still, for the most part, people love their parents, but they distance themselves and start building their own families. So, if you are trying to take on the role of a mother for your husband, that is to have his socks ironed, to ensure he is always fed, to make sure everything is good for him, to put medicine in his pocket, everything that a mother does. Be prepared that he will want to separate from you. At some point, he will want another woman. He will want to feel what he does not feel with you. After all, he has already felt all this with his mother. Yes, care is certainly important, but not to the extreme. Such care that a woman gives to her man, love, affection, is indeed completely different. So what should you do to make a man start valuing you? Let's discuss step by step what needs to be done to change everything in your life. First, ask the man what love means to him. He will tell you, just talk, just sit down. It shouldn't be an interrogation, not necessarily. As it works for some, you can, while spending an evening together, just ask in a joking conversation what love means to a man. He will tell you everything. Just listen. And there won't be 150 points. Yes, he may love to eat well, but order means absolutely nothing to him. And whether his socks or bed linens are ironed, he might not even notice if you do it or not. Meanwhile, you are wasting your strength and energy on things that are basically not important. You are spending the time you could have used for yourself, to enjoy life, recharge, and fill your family with your love. So first, let's find out from the man what love means to him, what feelings he has, how he envisions happy relationships. He will tell you everything. Just listen carefully. Next, women, a huge mistake women make is trying to give a man what they themselves want to receive. A woman wants a man to be a good host. For example, she is the homemaker and she wants him to do things around the house, entertain guests, but that may not be his thing at all. And here she is managing everything, showing how she arranges this coziness in the house. He is completely interested in something else in this life. He is passionate about something I don't know. Maybe he is a climber or some kind of tourist. His soul and heart are there. He is not at all interested in household chores and domestic life. So one should not shift the responsibility onto a person, onto a man for one's own life and desires. If you want something, do something for yourself. Something that will bring you pleasure. You shouldn't place everything you would like to receive onto a man. You waste all your energy on this and deplete yourself. Furthermore, the task of loving yourself lies with you. If your parents didn't love you enough, if you didn't receive that love in childhood and now you want a man to come and love you less, it won't work. The man doesn't want to come, and it's like in those movies where the man comes, saves some villains, I don't know, in fairy tales, dragons, etc. No, it won't work. In life, it happens that, like Munchausen pulled himself out of the swamp by his hair. One has to do everything for their happy life by themselves. Do you want a happy life? Do it yourself. No need to say, and I know what will be in the comments, that why me, let him do something. It all comes down to what you want. If you want to live a happy life, to experience your own happy life, happy relationships, then the responsibility is solely on you. It depends only on you what you will get. It's the same as, for example, when you dust in your house, and that is your area of responsibility, But if you hire a housekeeper and the dust is not wiped, then it is no longer your area of responsibility, but the housekeeper's, because she is being paid and she did not wipe the dust. So, with relationships, it is exactly the same. If you want to be loved, love yourself, work through any childhood traumas you may have, understand yourself, catch yourself in your reactions. If a man does not express feelings of love to you, it may mean that he is highlighting the moments when you do not love yourself. Start working on your self-esteem. Begin to address issues from your childhood. Perhaps, if you were not loved enough, that is, by working on yourself, you qualitatively change your relationships for the better, moving on. Even if it sounds, responsibility for your happiness lies with you. That is, I have already said this, and perhaps such phrases exist. Here, he does not appreciate me. He does not see what I invest in the relationship. You do not value yourself. He simply reflects you. You do not value yourself, and a man will simply not value a woman who does not value herself. Moving on. Yes, and a woman who values herself does not give herself completely without reserve. If a woman is a victim, she will spread herself thin. Every last drop, she becomes empty and uninteresting. A woman who values herself does not scatter herself completely. She knows how to maintain her state. Yes, she gives and she receives because she is fulfilled. To give yourself completely is destructive. And indeed, everything primarily affects relationships until a woman understands what she is doing wrong. To value yourself means to fill your emptiness. No one will come, never come and fill your emptiness. If you demand someone values you, it means you want this prince to come riding on a white horse and fill the emptiness within you. Learn to talk to your soul, to yourself. Why do you react this way? Why are certain moments from your man important to you? Just go a little deeper within yourself. Start to understand your reactions to certain words, to certain behaviors. When you start to understand yourself, when you gradually learn to fill the emptiness within you, everything in relationships begins to change. So, if you indeed caught yourself thinking that you truly give your all, do a lot, but are not valued, that is, in fact, only your problem. Because you have exhausted yourself, you do not know how to love yourself and cannot fill the inner emptiness. The realization that a woman deserves love by right of her birth, and she should not have to earn that love, but do what she does out of desire. A woman who does something out of desire, cares for her husband out of desire, prepares a delicious dinner while dancing out of desire, not because she has to. When a woman lives out of the desire to do something, meaning she is fulfilled and wishes to do something, it is completely different. And such a woman, of course, is valued by a man because he is inspired. He is like an artist observing his muse. He is fascinated. He enjoys everything that happens around him. And of course, such women never remain alone. So, rid of the fear of loneliness. Many women face this problem when the relationship is completely bad, or perhaps even in abusive relationships where the man raises his hand, or is a verbal, emotional despot. And a woman endures because she fears loneliness. Loneliness in general does not exist. There are moments when life gives us a chance to be with ourselves, to understand ourselves in order to become happier in the future. That is, when a situation occurs, work through it. Be with yourself. Be in it. Be in those feelings, possibly negative ones, cry, but emerge from the negativity in order to become happy in the future. So there is no need to fear loneliness. And a person who is fulfilled and fills their inner void, that is, works on themselves. What does it mean to fill the inner void? It is to know yourself, to know what you love, what you want specifically for yourself. Not for the family, not for the husband, not for the children, for yourself. What are you interested in? What do you love? What brings you pleasure? To place your interests, so to speak, at the forefront. A woman must indeed pay attention to herself, to her time, and should not push her own desires and preferences to the side, placing, so to speak, the desires of her family at the forefront. Otherwise, as soon as her desire goes far away and the desires of others come to the forefront, she again falls into this victimhood and nothing good comes of it. Moving on, do not make claims. If you are in a relationship and you realize that you have constant complaints, learn to communicate. If you understand that you are in a complicated situation, there is no need to blame and attack. A man goes into defense, he does not hear you at that moment. If you speak through the prism of your feelings, that is, You talk about the situation. You say that you are upset. You are upset because the man acted in such and such a way. Then the man hears about your feelings. He understands that he is not being attacked, that he is not a bad person, that he simply did not realize that, for example, he should not treat you that way, should not talk to you that way, should not act that way towards you. A man sees that a woman values herself, meaning she does not allow any kind of treatment towards herself, and he will not act that way with her. And there are women who suppress all kinds of grievances, and then from these grievances, a pile accumulates and an explosion happens because of it. The explosion, of course, is accompanied by claims, scandals, and all the accompanying issues. So if you don't stay silent, but talk, don't try to blame, don't try to manipulate in any way, don't try to threaten, just talk, and actually it's very simple. For some reason, many people find it easier in certain minor situations to close their eyes and pretend that nothing happened, in situations that seem simple, but they leave an unpleasant aftertaste. One situation, second, third, fourth, and in the end, what happens, happens. Ultimately, moving on. Notice negative beliefs and turn them into positive ones. In order to be happy, it is necessary to find these negative beliefs within yourself. If you constantly fall into this victimhood, think about where it comes from. Who instilled in you that you must sacrifice yourself, that you must do for everyone but yourself? Think about it. Go back to the roots where it all came from and essentially bring it all out, and in essence replace the beliefs with affirmations that suit you. That is, I am happiness, I am love, I am beauty, I am well-being, I am abundance. There are actually a lot of affirmations. You can search for them on the internet and choose the ones that suit you. That is, the affirmations of who you would like to be. At some point, your brain will shift from negative beliefs to positive. That's how it works. It will start filtering information. That is, our brain is structured in such a way that it follows a well-trodden path. If you have lived as a victim your whole life, even some positive moments can be filtered out by the brain, perceiving only negative information. So, what is the benefit of affirmations? When you say them every day you say them, you doubt your appearance, you feel that you are not beautiful and therefore unworthy of love. I am speaking figuratively, and by repeating to yourself every day that you are beautiful, that you have beautiful hair, beautiful skin, nails, and so on. The brain gradually gets used to the fact that you are beautiful. You start to see yourself from a different perspective, because before you only saw yourself through the lens of some negative beliefs. So, be sure to tune into a positive mood. Repeat it. Make it a rule for some time. Take, for example, a month and repeat certain information every day, what you want in life, and you will see how everything around will start to adjust to your new beliefs. Lastly, write a script for your happy relationship. Write everything in this script. Describe the man, how he treats you, what you are like in this relationship. Describe yourself in this relationship, how happy you are. And you will see that you, happy in this relationship, are not the one who has given up on herself. Perhaps a woman who is truly passionate by nature enjoys life and rejoices in every day. You will see your ideal of the woman you should be, who you want to become. That is, you will describe yourself, and accordingly, when you reach that image, that ideal, the man who will be in this script will be by your side. That's all for this video. I was Alisa Wardomska. I hope for your likes and subscriptions. Write in the comments what you would like to discuss in my new videos. Don't forget to hit the bell, and goodbye everyone.